The MG Show. What real independent journalism looks like.
What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show. Oh, yeah.
Really want to talk about?
Oh, yeah. Deposition day for Hillary Rodham Clinton. Crooked Hillary, Shady Groove. Today is Thursday, Hillary Rodham Clinton. I don't know Epstein. Bull crap, Shady Groove. Welcome to the show.
Are you trying to say that's a quote? You've got a Hillary quote already at the top of the show. Oh, my goodness. Like, it's not a disposition. It's a deposition.
It's a disposition. Because we're going to dispose her. Oh, wait, no.
A disposal is, no, a deposition. It's all about where you put the P.
There's a joke there somewhere, but I'm just going to say
Sandy Star White. You can win 10 different ways with that. I mean, I'm perfect for that.
Sandy Star White says if it's too loud, you're too old. $25 Rumble rant. Thank you so much.
Up to 11.
I'm feeling old, Shady Groove.
No, you aren't. Well, no, not to me. I mean, you feel just fine. You feel just like you did the day before you got old.
Yeah. Wow. So Hillary Clinton, guys, wow. Let me see, just interesting stuff. I mean, you got to reread the drops. We know a lot more than what a lot of other people know. And I think we got a Jeffrey Epstein Q proof on the day of the deposition, Shady.
Isn't that interesting? And also, we have a matter of fact, this Hillary makes an appearance in our intro. So, today's kind of her day here.
It's her day.
She's the one that decided to target us through her Media Matters and David Brock proxy. I'm sure she doesn't know David Brock or Media Matters either, Jeff. She probably doesn't know anybody. I think that the what do you call that? Not the part of the Alzheimer's is setting in over there.
I'm playing with Yeti. Look at.
You're in a little tussle over there.
Yeah. Listen, Linda.
Linda.
Hillary Clinton. So it's behind me, isn't it? Guys, we've been talking about Hillary Clinton for a long time. We know that, today is the day that HRC testifies. It's going to be an amazing day. Shady?
We have a Q post that says that Hillary Clinton wanted Jeff off of Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people... there's only two.
Who else wants Jeff off Twitter, Shady? Isn't that weird?
There's only 200 people that she wanted off Twitter that Q pointed to, and it was just interesting to watch how the digital soldiers, quote unquote, treated the people that were on that list. They didn't really want to hear from them. They didn't they didn't really care too much. It was interesting because now looking back, it almost seems like those 200 people that were on that list were people that were specifically not associated with the Flynn network. Therefore, the Flynn network are like, who are all these people? And all of a sudden, all of you guys came under assault from the people on the boards. Like they targeted everybody that had an account on that list.
Yep, they're all the same, says Agent Miami. That's right. Shady. So this pesky Q proof. We have Haiti.
We do.
Epstein.
Yep.
Bill. Hey,
Bill.
And Clinton Foundation. New Epstein docs drop more Clinton ties. What happens if the truth about Haiti is released? March 2010 email. And we're going to talk about this date. It's very special to them. Clinton Foundation staff coordinating Haiti relief flight logistics forwarded straight to Jeffrey Epstein for his elite jet contacts. Okay. Why route through him? Wow, guys. So it's not all about child trafficking. It's also about the island, right? The island is not just about child trafficking. It's about occult worship of evil temple, class 1 through 99. Haiti, pray for the victims. FBI, military intelligence currently have an open investigation in the Clinton Foundation. Why didn't Comey drop this? Who was the FBI director during the Haiti crisis? How many kids disappeared? How much money was sent to the Clinton Foundation in the disguise of Haiti relief and actually went to Haiti? What countries donated big money to Clinton Foundation? Saudi Arabia. Why is this relevant? This is the right here. This is a hat tip to Lance. But this is H. Roth, Eric H. Roth, guys. I do not intend to be intrusive, but any interest, International Jet Interiors. Eric, could you pass along this to your friends at Xclair, and maybe Cablevision? Cablevision is a Long Island company, guys, that does the cable in New York. This may be a little strange, but as part of my work with CARE, we are seeking flights on Monday for President Clinton to Haiti. This flight originate at HPN and go directly to MTPP. Ideally, it would be a run at MDSD and then return to pick them up the next day, but it could also be done in one way. NBAA and the Clinton Foundation will be handling all of the slot and ramp clearances. CARE would also fill the seats on the return if you only have one way and are interested in pursuing that idea. Let me know. Filling the seats, guys. With who? With what? Let me know if you think you would be any interest. This trip will be on Monday, the 22nd, March 22nd. Are your brackets full, guys? Do you guys have your brackets ready? Interesting. So remember it said what happens, during natural disasters. Clinton Family Foundation or Clinton Foundation ports, are they friendly? This is a very interesting Q proof because it opens up more than just, these posts here, okay? So much open source, so much left to be connected. Why are the children in Haiti in high demand? How are they smuggled out? Local staging ports friendly to Clinton Foundation? Adoption process? Track donations? A cross against location relative to Haiti? Think logically. The choice to know will be yours. Remember, we're talking about the FBI director during the Haiti. How many kids disappeared? How much money was sent to Clinton Foundation under disguise of H relief went to Haiti. Okay. And it's very interesting. So let's just go ahead and go into, because I want to show you something about that March date of 2010. It's kind of amazing, Shady. And I was kind of speaking about it for a moment in our pre-call here, QAGG. There it is. Let me get to QAG. And let's just go ahead and just do a live dig here, Shady Groover. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Haiti.
I'm right behind you. Bill's going to wait in the closet.
Haiti. Hey, Shady, I testify tomorrow.
I know you do, Bill. Are you going to really be there?
No.
What are you going to do, Bill?
I've already been eliminated at Gitmo. Didn't you hear the story?
Wait, but then you're here telling me that you've been eliminated?
It worked. It was a good psyop while it lasted, wasn't it?
Wow, so you snuck out the back door.
Yeah. Oh, hey, there's a joke there somewhere.
With Epstein.
All right. So the child abductions for satanic rituals, i.e. Haiti and other third world countries, are paused, not terminated until players are in custody. We pray every single day for God's guidance and direction as we truly are up against pure evil, guys. All right. These are the Haiti posts. Okay. It's very interesting to look at that. Red, Haiti, children, money, right? What changed with red? This is you remember the red phones and the red, everything was red with Bono or whatever his freaking name is. Mm-hmm. Missing children. Remember this, Shady Groove? Seriously. 3,000 plus saved by the raids in Saudi Arabia alone. Worldwide lane shut down, bottom to top. Haiti, Red Cross, classified high priority. There's a lot more to Haiti than people realize, folks. Why are the children in Haiti in high demand? Because they don't take vaccines and they're clean, allegedly, right? Think bigger, biggest, Haiti-focused, guys. And I wanted to get to this one particular post here as well, Shady. Bottom to top. Layers, right? Layers. Uranium one, Iran, human trafficking, Haiti, corruption, etc. Logical thinking. John Legend, remember Haiti? He loved it. Marching into the darkness lyrics. Follow the stars. It's everywhere. Think Haiti at 1440. This is, I think this is Clinton when he was there roasting Hillary, right? Think Watergate Commission removed. Why investigate? Very interesting. Let me just keep going real quick because I want to find a specific one right here. Okay, Haiti. So, Haiti, we're talking about this post here, March 21st, 2010, okay? What happened? Did Q tell us anything that happened in March of 2010? Well, this video is 16 years old.
10 American missionaries arrived in court in Port-au-Prince on
It brings you to...
They believed that they would soon be set free.
Group of missionaries. It's Laura Silsby.
But a Haitian prosecutor decided the accusations against them were serious enough to build a criminal case. He charged them with child kidnapping and criminal association for trying to take 33 children out of the country without the required documentation. The decision came somewhat as a surprise. Haitian officials had floated the idea of sending the missionaries back to the U.S. for fear of overburdening Haiti's crippled judicial system. Now, however, the case is in the hands of an investigative judge based in this building right here behind me. The missionaries are from an Idaho-based Baptist church. Police arrested them last week on Haiti's border with the Dominican Republic.
Back that up. Let's do a little bit of critical thinking right here. Christian Baptist missionaries from Idaho. Let's look at the room.
An Idaho-based Baptist church. Police arrested them last week on Haiti's border with the Dominican Republic.
Not really sure that I'm looking at Christian Baptist missionaries. It looks like I'm looking at illegal immigrants from America posing as missionaries in a foreign country.
Yeah. It also points to Ballard, by the way, guys.
It does.
Baptist church. Police arrested them last week on Haiti's border with the Dominican Republic as they tried to cross with a busload of children. The missionaries say they were bringing orphaned and abandoned victims of the earthquake to a better life in the Dominican Republic.
Right.
The entire team deeply.
You're bringing them to Epstein Island.
That's exactly what they were doing.
They're very, very precious kids that have lost their homes and their families and are so deeply in need of, most of all, God's love and his compassion and just a very nurturing setting.
Thousands of children were orphaned in the earthquake, raising concerns about the possibility of child trafficking. The Haitian government says this is what the missionaries were doing. UNICEF's executive director doesn't call it child trafficking, but she says whatever the missionaries intended to do, they went about it the wrong way.
If children are going to be taken out of the country, they need to have proper documentation and have been through the process properly for adoption and for removal from the country.
Haitian officials say many of the children still have parents, but some of the children may have been handed over voluntarily. Craig Morrow, Al Jazeera, Port-au-Prince.
Wow, huh? Yeah. All right, so, okay, Laura Silsby. Who's Laura Silsby, right? You guys know who she is, right?
Our audience knows who she is. There probably are some people though here that may not know.
Yeah. So Laura Silsby, wow, guys, this is huge. So Laura Silsby, you just heard about, Port-au-Prince. And by the way, Hillary Clinton intervened politically on behalf of Laura Silsby.
Yes.
Okay. There she is.
Because that's who Laura Silsby was working for.
Haiti said that they trafficked 33 children. Okay.
No.
All right. Here's Laura Silsby in jail. Okay. Resulting in a reduced sentence for child trafficking. Here she is now. That's Laura Gaylor. She changed her name. Guess what she's on, Shady?
What is she on, Jeff?
Amber Alert.
No.
Yes.
What?
Alert Sense.
That's the place that alerts you for missing kids.
Yeah. And it was set up by Pete Oesta,
No.
Amber Reddy.
What?
Yeah. And this goes back to the Clinton Foundation.
The people
800
that are moving the kids
trafficking
around are running the Amber Alert that's telling us that the kids are missing?
Yes. Now watch this, Shady. This is when Hillary was running for election against Trump.
This
Watch.
is a creepy video.
Your activism.
There she is. You see her? That was Laura Silsby right there.
Hovering
There she
over
is.
the shoulder,
And all I
trying to get out of the shot.
activism. And all I
Found ya.
Clinton Foundation tied to child trafficker Laura Silsby. So this thread, Shady Group, is the one that I did in regards to, because I noticed that Tim Ballard's organization, General Flynn's organization, all of the organization tied to this phone number, 888-373-7888. The Clinton Global Initiative partnered with Polaris Project in 2009 to build an anti-trafficking approach replicable nationwide, the Polaris Project, the National Human Trafficking Resource Center, and runs the National Human Trafficking Hotline, Polaris. It's all here. This thread is so good. In fact, we were told by Liz choking on my croaking that General Flynn changed the number because of this thread, but it still went to the same.
It still went. Yeah, it was just a surface redirect.
Yeah.
And we were able to figure that out too. They thought that they could put that up and just make us, pretend like that wasn't real. It's so interesting, the links that they go through to gaslight the things that we're telling you here. We literally told you about Tim Ballard. We told you that his story was fake. We told you that every single thing about that guy was completely fake before the movie even premiered. And we were right about that too.
Wow. And then this is the Clinton Foundation fighting modern slavery through data and information sharing. How about fighting for modern slavery? Catherine McLean is also there. Polaris Project. Look at this is americasfuture.net. There it is. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, there's the human trafficking number. There's Tim Ballard's National Human Trafficking Helpline. Again, there it is. And then, it's all there, guys. Sound of Freedom. Okay. And we talked about it. And the partners are Amazon Web Service, PayPal, Twilio, Palantir. Okay.
Is that a link to the show that we talked about it?
I do.
Yeah, grab that link and these people, they out here in the audience, they'd love to have that link because they'd like to go back and see how we shredded them during this day.
Yeah. This was a long time ago, too.
It was a long time ago, but I think we did a good job.
July 10th.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So there's that show, guys, if you want it. So, just kind of showing you that, we've mapped it all out. And, InQtel, Palantir, they're all CIA front companies, right? And it's pretty interesting. Palantir worked with Polaris, the human trafficking helpline, also has ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Look at this. This is 2023. I posted this.
And it's all right now, like for everybody to see, and everybody's pretending like it's new information.
Wait, what's this? Okay. Palantir co-founded by Peter Thiel. Okay. Carbine co-owned by the late alleged pedophile billionaire Jeffrey Epstein. Wow. And members of the Israeli political intelligence establishment.
Massey told them, Jeff.
Oh yeah, Massey did it,
was
right?
Massey that's running the laps.
Interesting. It's interesting that we had this a long time ago, Shady Groove. Wow.
It's a network.
Wow. Podesta Group, Amber Alert. There's Laura Silsby convicted or, intervened upon, but she was convicted. She had a reduced sentence for child trafficking. There she is behind jail in Haiti. Since her release, Alert Sense, Amber Alert. There she is with Hillary when she was going against Donald Trump.
Yes.
Hillary Clinton's State Department knew all about New Life Children Refuge as Laura Silsby, executive director and founder, here evidenced as well. Okay? We've got it all.
Bronyan, yes, the part of the network. I'm not going to say trafficker, but I am going to say part of the network. And that's kind of the point that we're making to you here. Is Tim Ballard a trafficker? Is the reality of the situation is this: where you look to people and you see what their information they're putting out is, and then you look to see who funds them. And whenever you see that the people that are funding them are people that are constantly trying to distract you from something, then you have to make us an assumption that what it is that's being put in front of you is a distraction. So that is a lot of the times the way that we get onto some of these trails that we get onto, like with the Sound of Freedom of Tim Ballard and all that nonsense, is because you're like seeing, okay, well, look at, this is the money. You know, they're saying that they're helping trafficking, but they're still funneling all the people on all of their websites to the trafficking number that leads you right to the Clinton Foundation's front door. So in other words, if anybody out there is being trafficked by the global trafficking ring, well, call the global trafficking ring hotline, and the global trafficking ring will make sure that your call does not go through to law enforcement.
Or right, exactly right. Or it goes to somebody to get that child, or it goes to somebody to hurt the person that's saying that somebody was adopted by somebody in their network.
And that's part of what Q revealed with the secure drop information, showing you how that the clowns in America use these portals to draw people in so that they can silence the whistleblowers.
And Tim Ballard is a scumbag, okay? I'm going to just say it. We called it out before. We were like, we took a hit. And we were right. And did you see, remember when President Trump had to talk to Tim Ballard? He wasn't happy.
No. Because now you see that whole situation where they rent Mar-a-Lago out and they're going to do a big movie premiere, and they try to put a pressure campaign on Donald Trump to show up. And so he looks bad if he doesn't show up to their dumb movie that's trying to make you think that, you know, Jim Caviezel is Jesus.
Amazing. All right, so let's go to Jim Comer. Okay, he comes out to speak to reporters to discuss the Hillary Clinton testimony in the Epstein probe. You ready?
I am ready for some tidbits from the Clinton testimony coming to you from the Performing Arts Center
in Chappaqua.
In Chappaqua, New York. Okay, a little odd, but we're here.
I want to thank everyone for being here today. Just want to go back on a timeline of how we got here. Several months ago, during a subcommittee hearing of Oversight, there was a motion made by Democrat member Summer Lee to subpoena the certain documents. Then the motion was amended by Scott Perry to include subpoenas for various names. I think there were 8 names originally, including Bill and Hillary Clinton. Everyone that was included in that subpoena has already either been interviewed by the Oversight Committee or sent in a statement that they had never met Epstein and had no knowledge of the investigation, except the Clintons. We worked for 6 months to get the Clintons to come in, and then they acted like they were going to come in, and then they didn't show up. And obviously, we moved to hold the Clintons in contempt. And I think one thing that surprised the Clintons, they assumed the Democrats on the committee would vote in a partisan manner and not vote to hold the Clintons in contempt. And what they learned was a majority of the Democrats on the committee either voted to hold the Clintons in contempt or voted present. And I think that's a statement that this investigation is serious. It is a bipartisan investigation. The American people have a lot of questions. To my knowledge, the Clintons haven't answered very many, if any, questions about their knowledge or involvement with Epstein and Maxwell. Again, no one's accusing at this moment the Clintons of any wrongdoing. They're going to have due process. But we have a lot of questions, and the purpose of the whole investigation is to try to understand many things about Epstein. How did he accumulate so much wealth? How was he able to surround himself with some of the most powerful men in the world? Was he an asset for our government or any other government? These are the questions that we're going to ask over the next 2 days, and hopefully we'll be able to get some answers. And as always, we're going to release the transcripts. We're going to release the video as soon as everyone has approved it. The normal process in a deposition is the attorneys would have the opportunity to review the transcript and review the video to make sure that there are no errors. And this is going to be a long video because this is going to be a long deposition. Today will be a long deposition, I would assume, and tomorrow will be an even longer deposition. Every member of the Oversight Committee is going to have questions for the Clintons, as well as our trained staff that do nothing but depositions. So after our hour of questioning. We're going to send a couple of members of the Oversight Committee out to be able to give you an update of what's going on and answer some questions. So with that, we'll answer a question or two, and then we'll go back to the
Mr. Kohler, are you concerned that there has been a cover-up of sexual abuse of a minor by President Trump? There are missing FBI records that appear to be.
No, we're looking into the accusation by the NPR. We don't know the answer to that. We know what the administration says. We're still looking to get a definitive answer on that. But look, let's just be realistic here. If you go by a lot of what the Democrats have said, you had Jasmine Crockett accused Lee Zeldin of taking donations from Jeffrey Epstein. It was the wrong Jeffrey Epstein. We've had Ro Khanna sit on the floor and name names of people that he thought were involved in Epstein that weren't even involved. So, sometimes the Democrats on the committee aren't the best. Go ahead, Chad.
Yes. What about the idea, though, that I understand you say that this is different with some of the members or some of the people who were subpoenaed who didn't have this direct contact. But some folks have said it seems like the Clintons are basically on trial here versus people who know more about what was going on with Maxwell, what was going on with Epstein, and that this is really kind of dragging them through the mud when there are other witnesses.
Well, let's address that, Chad.
Dragging them through the mud.
Voted to subpoena the Clintons. The Democrats voted with the Republicans to hold the Clintons in contempt. So the Democrats have just as many questions for the Clintons as the Republicans. So this isn't a partisan witch hunt. This was a bipartisan motion supported by the Democrats to bring the Clintons in. So I don't think it's any type of being unfair in any way to the Clintons. They've never answered questions, unlike President Trump, who gets questioned every day by just about every one of you about his knowledge or involvement with Epstein. To my knowledge, the Clintons haven't answered very many questions about it. We'll do one more question. Go ahead.
In the spirit of bipartisanship, would you then ask the Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick to come testify? It seems like he has some information.
That's very possible, and I think I think it's a good possibility that his name will arise in some questioning today.
It'll be on my list, and I have an email I printed off for Hillary to ask about Howard Lutnick today.
Okay.
So
God's watching. We're asking again, and I want to remind everyone: we've already brought in Alex Acosta and Bill Barr for deposition. That's two Republicans in the Trump administration. So this isn't just about Democrats. This is about anyone that has any knowledge of Epstein, the investigation. I think we all agree the government failed. The government failed the victims. And what our role is, we can't prosecute anyone. But what we have been doing is getting transparency to the American people. We subpoenaed the estate. That had nothing to do with the discharge petition. We subpoenaed the documents for the estate. That's what the victims asked us to do. And what you're seeing is there is accountability finally happening. You've seen at least a dozen very powerful people, men and women, who have already resigned, many in disgrace from their board positions. So we're seeing accountability, but we have a desire to see a lot more accountability. We want to get the answers, and hopefully the next 2 days will be a step in the right direction on our investigation. One more, and then
that being said, I mean, Hillary Clinton has said she has no links to Jeffrey Epstein. She doesn't recall meeting him. So what specific information do you believe she has that warrants her testimony?
Well, you'll see. I mean, we're going to ask a lot of questions, but with respect to when you look at all the co-conspirators, and we've all seen the unredacted documents, Maxwell is the main co-conspirator. No one brought more women in and lied to more women about what was going to happen with their involvement with Jeffrey Epstein than Ghislaine Maxwell. We know that obviously Maxwell was a guest at Chelsea Clinton's wedding. There weren't many people that went to that wedding. So again, we're not accusing Hillary Clinton of wrongdoing. We know that Jeffrey Epstein said many times in emails that he was the first person to raise money for the Clinton Initiative, the Clinton Foundation, that he solicited money at some of his properties for the Clinton Foundation. Again, that's not saying anything's illegal, but there are a lot of questions pertaining to Secretary Clinton with respect to Epstein and his involvement in the Clinton Initiative and her relationship with Ghislaine Maxwell. So we'll come out every hour when we get finished, and different members will update you and answer any questions. Thank you all.
Why were the Clintons forced to go to Washington at taxpayer expense?
Thank you.
Blah, 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 blah. Wow.
Iran.
Why does it sound like the press is in the take for the Clintons?
No.
But I mean, am I being like biased there?
Yeah.
So I'm seeing something. I'm seeing an apparition.
The press is totally fair with Trump, with Clinton. They're totally fair.
I'm just making
fair
sure,
and balanced, Shady Groove.
No, I mean, it really did seem like now that I'm pretty sure that was the guy that said the other day, when have you ever heard anybody call Donald Trump racist? I'm pretty sure that was the same guy that just asked the question about what in the world would you possibly want to talk to Hillary about? Yeah. Well, you know what, Jeff? It sounds very interesting to me the way that they talk, because I think it might be telling us a little something. And let's see, because didn't we play the clip, or just to speak about yesterday, about Alex Jones getting a subpoena about Arctic frost, and he was very concerned about the idea of what the kind of can of worms this little subpoena that he got might open up. And then I read today, Lara Logan is very concerned about Data Republican and the information that Data Republican is digging into about all of the network funding that's going on in the background, saying, well, I don't even understand why you're looking at that information. Well, I think I understand why you're looking at that information. I think that it's very interesting to see how much foreign money is promoting fake media opinions on the right and the left in America.
Yeah. Let me just go ahead and
fake opinions.
I'm trying to find because I only have a picture of it. Let's see. Her opening statement. It's funny. They're not just printing out the whole statement. They're making news reports about it. Why don't you just show us the damn statement? So I got it here in this form. Let me just open it up here real quick. And then Shady, I think you posted something over here. Let me just grab this. We got a picture, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go.
She did our thumbnail.
Oh my God, she did.
And I just noticed that while we were listening to the clip. I sent you. It looks like they got a picture of her in there. She looks exactly like our great thumbnail today.
He looks terrible. Let me go ahead and I'll post it real quick, and we'll go ahead and copy. And then
that's the best we could make her look.
And it's got to have Benny Show all over it, because.
Well, I had to, the information comes from wherever it comes from.
I know, but it's just like, it's funny how it all works. All right.
Benny's not denounced the Bannon yet.
Or Flynn.
Mm-mm.
Or Stone. Okay. So there it is. There's Hillary.
What?
Oh my God.
That's exactly like our thumbnail, bro.
Oh my God.
He did that for us today.
Yeti nailed it.
He did nail it, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so let me see if I can get this here. This is Deposition 3 or 4. 2. Okay, here we go. Shady, you ready? Let's read this. Okay, this is Hillary Clinton's opening statement.
Oh dear Lord.
To the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee.
God bless you, sir, for reading this. Take a breath. It's okay. You're like, let's let it marinate.
I think I'm gonna hurl.
Settle down. A strong man. You got a strong constitution.
I threw up a little. Oh God, my stomach is going.
It's getting all early.
All right. Mr. Chairman, ranking members of committee, as former senator, I have respect for legislative oversight, and I expect its exercise, as do the American people, to be principled and fearless in pursuit of truth and accountability. As we all know, however, too often congressional investigations are partisan political theater, which is an abdication of duty and an insult to the American people. Have they not noticed that they do the same damn thing?
No, they're not noticing that they're telling you that you're doing what they're doing.
And I got another point. You guys, these Democrats are talking about affordability and talking about groceries today. Do you realize that because they looted America, that there's no money for anybody else?
Yeah,
and that's why the economy sucks?
They gave it all to the illegal immigrants.
Somali pirates.
The Somali pirates are living it up in like $3,000 a night hotel rooms, man.
My God.
I like a good pirate and I want them to be comfortable, but God, can we put them in the friggin' Motel 6?
I think the administration needs to switch on that. Why don't you have money? Because you spent billions of dollars in Ukraine. Because you spent billions of dollars on U.S. aid for crap.
You literally quartered Somali pirates.
She did the cat meme. Remember that cat?
Yes, I do remember that.
God, Ileana Omar, whatever. All right, so let's go. The committee just justified its subpoena to me based on its assumption that I have information regarding the investigations into the criminal activities of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Let me be as clear as I can. I do not. As I stated in my sworn declaration on January 13th, I had no idea about their criminal activities. And you're in the State Department? I mean, who are we electing?
We already saw the receipts of what you were doing at the State Department.
Your FBI came over to the New York Police Department and said, stand down on Epstein. You didn't know? This is contempt. She needs to be, this is lying already.
We already have the evidence to debunk. She's only one sentence in. Maybe two sentences, but you know what? I'm trying to make a point.
I do not recall ever encountering Mr. Epstein. I never flew on his plane or visited you're on his plane 10 times on the
Not those times.
Oh, not those times, though. I never flew on his plane or visited his island homes or offices. I have nothing to add to that. Of course you don't, because you'll be in more contempt. Like every decent person. Sorry, Shady.
Every decent person.
Hillary Clinton!
Yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Shadow Spectre, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, Shadow.
Wow.
Buddy.
Love that guy. All right, so met him too, live. Okay, where am I at? Because I just
you're reading Hillary Clinton like boss.
Like every decent person, I have been horrified by what we have learned about their crimes. It's unfathomable that Mr. Epstein initially got a slap on the wrist in 2008, which allowed him to continue his predatory practices for another decade under your watch, lady. Mr. Chairman, your investigation is supposed to be assessing the federal government's handling of the investigation and prosecutions of the Epstein and his crimes. You notice she says as a former senator, not Secretary of State. You see that up here, Shady?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Yeah.
Now
the Secretary of State, you have access to sensitive information, Hillary. All right.
We know what she did with the special access programs. I mean, she's we got a lot of receipts.
Shadow Spectre's naked because he hasn't been in here in a while. It's good to see him back. All right. Like every decent person. Wait, where am I at? Okay.
Don't
Mr.
read
Chairman,
anything again.
Your investigation is supposed to be assessing the federal government's handling of the investigation and prosecution of Epstein and his crimes. You subpoenaed 8 law enforcement officials, all of whom ran the Department of Justice or directed the FBI when Epstein's crimes were investigated and prosecuted. Of those 8, only 1 appeared before the committee. 5 of the 6 former attorney generals, she knows a lot about this. 5 of the 6 attorney generals were allowed, when you give too much information, you're lying. You ever heard that?
Protest too much thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to come over to dinner tonight because we're tired. Or we don't want to come over to dinner because they shut off my power and I was on vacation and I had a headache. And
the dog ate the bone.
We just don't want to come over because we don't like you. All right. All right. 5 of the 6 former attorney generals were allowed to submit brief statements stating they had no information to provide. You have held 0 public hearings, refused to allow the media to attend them, including today, despite espousing the need for transparency on dozens of occasions. Now it's because you wanted it sealed, you dummy. You have made little effort to call the people who show up most prominently in the Epstein files. And when you did, not a single Republican member show up for Les Wexner's deposition.
They didn't need to show up. They could read his deposition.
And I think that was all by design, Hillary.
I think that was too.
This institutional failure is designed to protect one political party and one official. Yeah, you and Obama. Okay, rather than to seek the truth, justice for the victims and survivors. The victims and survivors have been paid off and signed NDAs. Okay. All right. As well as the public who also want to, and also some of these survivors trafficked 20 other. Oh my God, Shady.
How long is this letter?
It's long and I can barely get through it.
And we can't get past 4 words.
As well as the public who want to get to the bottom of this matter, my heart breaks for the survivors and I am furious on their behalf. I have spent my life advocating for women and girls. I'm sure you have. I have worked hard to stop the terrible abuses so many women and girls face here and around the world, including human trafficking, forced labor, and sexual slavery. For too long, these have been largely invisible crimes or not treated as crimes at all. But survivors are real and they are entitled to better. Yeah, they got millions of dollars. I mean, $500 million was spent on the victim, Shady, by Epstein. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a little slush fund, little side money.
Mm-hmm. And then there was more to that, too. In Southeast Asia, I met girls, oh, God, as young as 12 years old who were forced into prostitution and raped repeatedly. Some were dying of AIDS. In Eastern Europe, I met mothers who told me how they lost daughters to trafficking and did not know where to turn. In settings around the world, I met survivors trying to rebuild their lives and help rescue others with little support from people in power, who too often turned a blind eye and a cold shoulder.
Yeah, because you're blackmailing them.
If you are new to this issue, let me tell you, because now she knows all about it, right? Jeffrey Epstein was a heinous individual, but we took campaign finance donations, and he was in the Oval Office, and we love him. Wait, sorry.
No, what?
No, wait, never mind. Let me tell you, Jeffrey Epstein was a heinous individual, but he was far from alone. Yeah, because you had Weinstein in there, too. I mean, you guys are nuts, man.
Yeah, he was not.
This is not a one-off tabloid sensation or political scandal. It's a global scourge with unimaginable human toil. What about your relations with Nexium and the Bronfmans? I mean, okay. My work combating sexual trafficking goes back to my days as First Yeti.
He was combating trafficking exactly like the other bunch of numbnuts.
I worked to pass the first federal legislation against trafficking and was proud that my husband signed the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. We might need to look into that, which increased support for survivors and gave prosecutors better tools for going after their traffickers. As Secretary of State,
basically saying plenty of loopholes to not go after them.
Mm-hmm. As Secretary of State, I appointed former federal prosecutor Lou Chewbacca. What? C. DeBacca?
Pretty sure that was racist.
Lou C. DeBacca. Well, in Hillary's own words, they all look alike. All these Chewbaccas.
I'm talking.
Yeti looks like a Chewbacca.
He does not.
Lou Chewbacca, to ramp up our global anti-trafficking efforts. I oversaw nearly 170 anti-trafficking programs in 70 nations and directly pressed foreign leaders to crack down on trafficking networks in their countries. And yeah, how did that work out, guys? Every year we published global report to shine light on abuses. The findings of those reports triggered sanctions on countries failing to make progress, so they became powerful diplomatic tool to derive concrete action. There's that concrete again. I insisted on the United States to include the report for the first time ever in 2011 because we must hold ourselves and not just the same standards as the rest of the world, but to an even higher one. Sex trafficking and modern slavery should have no place in America. None. Okay.
That's why they do it all overseas in like Haiti.
Infuriatingly, the Trump administration gutted trafficking in persons office at the State Department, cutting more than 70% of the career civil and foreign service experts who worked so hard to prevent trafficking crimes.
That's not true.
Well, they weren't working right. It didn't work.
That is not what happened.
No. The annual trafficking report required by law was delayed for months. The message from the Trump administration to the American people and the world could not be clearer. Combating human trafficking is no longer an American priority under the Trump White House. This is ridiculous.
That's
why he ran for president, guys.
How many people are trafficking people across the border right now?
Yeah.
None. How many people have been trafficking people across the border for like the last 6 or 8 months? None.
Millions. Oh, wait, no, last 6 months. Yeah.
And none. So like,
under her administration, millions.
Yeah, under their administration, millions. But they're not doing anything about the trafficking. It seems to me like they stopped Biden and Clinton trafficking.
That is a tragedy. It's a scandal. She's talking about Trump. It deserves vigorous investigation and oversight. A committee endeavoring to stop human trafficking would seek to understand what specific steps are needed to fix a system that allowed Epstein to get away with his crimes in 2008. Shady just laid it out. The border's closed.
It's like,
Jesus. A committee run by elected officials with a commitment to transparency would ensure the full release of all the files. It would ensure that the lawful redactions of those files protected victims and survivors, not powerful men and political allies. It would get to the bottom of the reports that the DOJ withheld FBI interviews in which the survivor accuses President Trump of heinous crimes. Lie. It would
That's like 4 times she's used the word heinous.
Heinous. It would subpoena anyone who asked on which night there would be the wildest party on Epstein Island. It would demand testimony from prosecutors in Florida and New York why they gave Epstein sweetheart deals and chose not to pursue others who may have been implicated.
Those people testified. He called them in. That's what he said earlier. Alex Acosta was called in on this.
Mm-hmm. It would demand that Secretary Rubio and Attorney General Bondi testify about why this administration is abandoning survivors and playing into the hands of traffickers. What the hell is she talking about, guys?
She's inverting reality perfectly, man. She's literally inverting reality.
Yeah,
exactly 180 degrees.
Yeah. It would seek out officers on the front lines and fight and ask them what support they need. Oh, well, the Democrat Party just defunded HHS, okay? It would put forth legislation to provide more resources and force this administration to act. But that's not happening. Wait, let me say it right.
But that's not happening, man. It's heinous.
It is heinous. Having to read this is heinous.
You have compelled me to testify, fully aware I have no knowledge that would assist in your investigation in order to distract attention from President Trump's action and to cover them up despite legitimate calls for answers. My God. Trump.
Yeah, Trump.
If this committee is serious about learning the truth about Epstein trafficking crimes, we need to ask Bill. Wait, no, sorry. That's not. Well, let me just read it again because I just added that.
Not my bill.
Not my bill. If this committee is serious about learning the truth of Epstein trafficking crimes, it would not rely on press gaggles to get answers from our current president on his involvement. It would ask them directly under oath about the tens of thousands of times he showed up in the Epstein files. Yeah, they were attacked. Russiagate was spawned
every
through
time
here.
Every time Bannon and Epstein mentioned Trump, it shows up.
Yeah. If the majority was serious, it would not waste time on fishing expeditions. Fishing is fun. There is too much that needs to be done. What is being held back? Who's being protected? And why the cover-up? My challenge to you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, is the same challenge I put myself through my long service to this nation. How to be worthy of the trust of the American people have given you. They expect statesmanship, not gamesmanship, leading, not grandstanding. They expect you to use your power to get to the truth and do more to help survivors of Epstein crimes as well as the millions more who are victims of sex trafficking. Oh, that was off. That was tough, Shady.
Wow. I find that very interesting. I always feel like we learned something whenever they decide to virtue signal. And this is not just the left. This is any human being right now. And from our vantage point, we've been watching this stuff go on for the last 2 years. You're seeing the gaslighting and you're seeing the people that are trying to manipulate you with information that is conflated. In other words, you're taking a little piece of something and you're turning it into something that it is absolutely not. And you could easily show that it isn't. But instead of showing that it isn't and being honest, you turn it into clickbait, hyperbolic outrage.
That's right.
Outrage. They are professional at being fakely outraged in public for optics so that they can generate other people to utilize that emotion and stand with them in their dumb conversations that they end up having.
Wow.
That was fascinating. It was fascinating how much she talked about the trafficking. I found that fascinating.
Yeah, and, her work with the Clinton Foundation and the trafficking hotline, that looks good on the surface if it was used for good, but do you think it could be used for bad?
But, Jeff, I remember a time in America whenever the border was never good, but the border used to function before the Clintons took over. There were illegal people coming here. They were getting in here, but they weren't getting in here by a lot. And so what happened was they had to set up the infrastructure to get them here. Remember how these caravans, you're seeing that in the media, that, it's the caravan. It's like it's a festival or something. Well, all of these people walk 1,500 miles and they cross our border with brand new shoes. How does that happen? How does that happen? It happens because there was infrastructure built under the Clinton administration with the United States military all up and down the backbone of Central and South America, and as basically an underground railroad, if you will, to get these people out of South America, El Salvador, and every other crap hole country you can imagine, right up to the border of America and then into the country. That is the trafficking. All of this stuff that you're like looking for in the secret dark reaches in the corners. Okay, there's probably tons of that going on, but you don't need that because you can see this. so we can use this as the example. And Donald Trump took it like a water spigot. It was a fountain. We turned it off. Now they have to dig tunnels again if they want to get these people in here.
Crazy. Crazy. Let me do this one real quick, Shady Groove. Magic Woman, how are you?
Hello.
Do you remember that whenever whatever ended an argument, some of us never stopped using that strategy? Whatever. We just upgraded it. Snark magnets are controlled, highly efficient sarcasm, the kind that says everything without raising your voice or scheduling a discussion about it. There are 15 bold, sarcastic designs to choose from, such as "Witness the void where I once cared," or "Chaos was the plan all along," "Overthinking is my cardio," "Put one on your locker, your cubicle, your tool chest, your workspace. If it's your territory, it doesn't require explanation. It explains itself." They make people laugh. They are also quietly discourage follow-up questions. Built for people who know the calmest response is the sharpest one. Proudly made in the USA. Scan the QR code right there that you see on the screen, or click the link below and use code RUMBLE10 for 10% off your entire order at thingsofholding.com. That's thingsofholding.com. Go get them today.
Get them while they're hot.
Love it. So, you know, it's amazing that they can just lie so much, Shady Groove. I mean, all they do is lie.
That's well, see, and that isn't that part of what's going on right now with uncovering and all these people resigning. I know we're going to be talking about this huge list. The list is growing, by the way. It's grown within just the last couple of days.
Track resignations.
We're currently tracking the resignations exactly like we're supposed to be doing to understand how this is all going to fall out. And I want to make a point that you guys, because there's some clarity, I feel like, with this whole thing, like, because Thomas Massey, he's out there running laps. You know, they're acting like that. You know, that they are responsible for anyone knowing this stuff was going to happen. This was a bait type setup for them, everyone. I want you to understand this. The reason that there was this contention, the reason that this whole thing needed to go through Congress was because that is the proper method to reveal information like this. If Donald Trump had moved forward before there was congressional momentum to unveil these files, all of these people that are being mentioned in the Epstein files that are unassociated would have material to be able to sue the Trump administration individuals personally, because their names were mentioned in the files and because they would say that there was no actual congressional oversight in releasing the files. Yeah. So what we did was we forced them to make a congressional law to move and open up and unlock all of these files, therefore immunizing Trump, Bondi, and anybody else that's in the administration from any of these people being able to sue them because, because P. Diddy's name is in the Epstein files, or whoever it is his name that thinks that they can sue. So this was the proper way to do this. So this is not, thankful of Thomas Massey. As a matter of fact, Thomas Massey every day gets further and further wrapped up into his illegal funding scams.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Shady, we got a couple minutes. I want to just show something really good. Oh my gosh, Shady. It's so good. Hang on. Let me find it.
Are you teasing me?
Here it is. So the Democrats, right? And, I think somebody said it. The Democrats unwittingly produced one of the most powerful pro-Trump ads imaginable. Everybody needs to loop this nonstop. Check it out.
If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Republicans, Democrats.
These people are crazy.
Republicans are for you. Paid for by American sovereignty.
The question is, they could have done, Jeff, they could have prevented that ad by standing up and agreeing that American citizens are more important than illegal aliens.
Yeah, I mean, at least lie like you have been.
Make it up. You just heard Clinton in that statement. It's like they are capable of lying.
Yeah.
You can clearly see that. It's not like, they'll lie to your face 24/7, but they give Trump the perfect optic. You guys literally probably just gave him the midterm elections. No matter what Ivan Ricklin and all you idiots are screaming your head off about over there, and Susie Wiles, we're going to win the midterms.
And again, I'm waiting for the Q proof that midterms are safe. We did our job. Will you do yours and get out and vote? Okay. So what's going to happen is the SAVE Act is going to pass, guys.
Yes, that's right.
It's going to pass, and that will be a Q proof, and it's coming. So just stay tuned, and just make sure you call your representatives about passing it, guys. Pass the SAVE Act. Call them.
Let them know exactly how you feel, because it is important.
Very, very important. Call your senators, okay? And you know what? We'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, My Pillow mattresses and My Pillow mattress toppers as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets. Regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale, only $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20% and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble, and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
The MG Show. Not funded by dark money, but funded by listeners like you.
Democrats sit idle chasing globalist dreams. They welcome the flood at our southern gate wide, putting illegals first while Americans slide. No wall, no defense, just open arms spread for criminals crossing, leaving our dreams dead. They're refusing to stand for the red, white, and blue, refusing to stand for me and for you. Americans last in their twisted grand plan, refusing to stand for the hardworking man. From borders to babies, from jobs to our flag, they're sitting it out, waving a white rag. Grieving mothers weep for daughters lost in the night, victims of chaos from the open border fight. Lincoln Riley's mom, angel moms in despair, but Democrats stay seated like they just don't care. No applause for justice, no rise for the pain. They prioritize politics over the slain. They're refusing to stand for the red, white, and blue, refusing to stand for me and for you. Americans last in their twisted grand plan, refusing to stand for the hardworking man. From borders to babies, from jobs to our flag, they're sitting it out, waving a white rag. They kneel for the anthem, won't rise for the vets, shipping jobs overseas, racking up endless debts, refusing to stand for the unborn child's cry, or the farmer's plight under their regular sky. Against school choice, freedom for indoctrination's home, selling out sovereignty for foreign gold, sliding too far left into the socialist snare. Democrats pushing agendas that strip us bare, from free speech silence to guns they want gone. Their equity dreams leave the strong undone. Socialist Democrats, just communism in disguise, redistribution chains under progressive lies. They crave control from cradle to grave, turning free men in to government slaves. But we remember Trump, who built the wall tall, fought for our workers, answered the call. America first with the Patriots fire. We'll stand tall together, lift our nation higher. They're refusing to stand for the red, white, and blue, refusing to stand for me and for you. Americans last in their twisted grand plan, refusing to stand for the hardworking man. From borders to babies, from jobs to our flag, they're sitting it out, waving a white rag. Time to rise up, make America great. No more refusing, it's never too late. With Trump at the helm, we'll secure what is ours, standing united under freedom's stars. Shout out to MG Music, we rise.
Oh, we rise with the MG music, Shady Grove.
Rolling in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back.
I hope you like that song. Just had to do it last night, Shady Grove, because they refused to stand. And I also, the fourth verse, I wanted to make sure that you understand that these socialist Democrats, okay, the ones that are in the blue cities, including New York, we know that Mandami's outwardly a socialist Democrat. That means communism, okay? You got communists leading New York. In fact, it's just getting ridiculous, Shady Grove. And it's all for all. Everybody's starting to see it, Shady. Everybody's seeing it.
Everybody's starting to see it, and we have to remember where the path leads, okay? Because they use the words to mask what things are. That's the reason that they have these words. That's the reason they're trying to talk to you like in code and say, the he, her pronouns, different nonsense that they're using. That's part of breaking the language. You have to break the language and confuse people, and then send out all these messages that are inverted so that half of the people believe one thing and the other half of the people believe something else. But when you talk about progressive is a word that covers up for socialist. Socialist is a word that covers up for communist. Communist is a word, or for globalist. Globalist is a word that covers up for communist, and communist is a word that covers up for Satanist.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it goes. That's where it goes back to. And it is an ancient spell. It is an ancient cult. What Jeffrey Epstein was doing was the same thing that the elite have been doing on this earth, in this realm. It's in your good book. It tells you all about it. It's no different. It's very interesting because you're right now seeing all this quote unquote outrage out there. Well, this outrage about what it is that's really going on is from people that don't know what the hell their world is that they're in, because they obviously haven't studied anything about history to understand that there are forces that are not physical at play around us.
Yeah. Shady Groove, real quick, I want to just give everybody a thank you who followed me over on Jeffstagram 68. Jeffstagram, like Instagram, Jeffstagram 68. I decided to start using this more and more. 2.8 million views in the last 30 days. Shady, it's growing. It's growing. But I want to play this one. This one's pretty funny, Shady. You ready?
Yep.
Oh, it always does mute. Here we go.
The museum.
It's the destruction of the old guard, guys.
Good riddance.
And this is from Xeris X. Great AI. The abandoned Democrat wax museum, guys. Look at it. I love it. You are witnessing the death of the Democrat Party, guys.
Neocon era has ended.
Look at this. Oh my God, they got him leg crossed. I mean, just wanted to share that with you. Just kind of cool stuff that I'm posting over there.
Amazing. Like the rendition, it's so freaking. Oh wow.
This one is getting a lot of views. This is last night in New Jersey. Check this out. When they honored the U.S. Olympic goalies, guys. Not goalies, but U.S. Olympic team. The Democrat. Oh, let me just play it. Here it is.
Of Ponte, New Jersey, who proudly partner with the Hughes Brothers Punks and Pages reading program, presented by Jack Physical Therapy, our Devils managing partner, David and Allison Blitzer, and New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill and First Gentleman Jason Henry.
Boo.
The Blitzer family is here to announce that the New Jersey Devils organization is making an 80.
So look at that. So even hockey fans in deep blue New Jersey say enough. The crowd at the Prudential Center absolutely unloads booze on the Democrat Governor Mickey Sherrill as she steps out to honor Olympic hero Jack Hughes and Team USA's gold medal win. No filter, no apology, just pure crowd energy. Some say it's about politics and sports. Others say that it's about common sense finally showing up in the Garden State. Either way, the message was loud. What do you guys think? Was it deserved or over the top?
What I think is that you don't win elections and have constituents to boo you. That's what I think. I think that if you're out there and you've won an election, then the majority of the people that are in any crowd that you walk in front of should be cheering you on. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the system within their voting regulations is being manipulated to get these people elected, because real people do not think that these people have any type of sense or smartness or should be elected to office anywhere. They do it by cheating.
Yeah. Follow me on Insta, guys.
And they can only do it by cheating.
That's all they do.
Get over there and follow me on Instagram.
Yeah. And, we're just gaining some traction, Shady, just trying to get the word out.
We are getting the word out.
Yeah. Thank you guys so very much on that.
More cool things are coming, too.
And, Shady, I did get my blue check mark, too.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Whew, wow. All right, so that's that. We got that going on. Let's talk about tracking resignations, okay?
All right.
Q-Post, what was it? Was it 400, Shady Groove?
Well, I think that might have been one of the first ones, but obviously, we spoke about it a number of times.
So Q-Post 400, no, track resignation, RESIGNATIONS. Did I spell it wrong?
I don't know. If it goes
track CEO resignations.
Boom. No, you did not spell it wrong.
Okay. So here it is, track CEO resignations. All right. And this is, some of the ones that happened back then. Okay. Pretty interesting. A lot of them. Okay. Make sure to list the resignations remains updated. Important. When does Big Pharma make money? Curing or containing cancer, AIDS, etc. Mind will be blown by the chain of command. And I think we're starting to find that with Epstein up there at the top, Shady. Right? Okay. So
yeah, up there at the top.
Yeah. So just want to go ahead and get my thread up real quick. We did have one new one since I made my little post yesterday, but I think I'm going to start keeping track because I've got it in Grok. Okay. But let's go through what happened last night. This is the Epstein Files bombshell. As we know, 3 million pages plus dropped, right, by the DOJ. Trump's DOJ, not Biden's, not Clinton's. Okay? So thanks to the Trump's 2019 arrest, push, and transparency drive, we're draining the swamp. Here's a full list of resignations tied to Epstein. America First means holding corrupt globalists accountable. Lawrence Summers quit Harvard professor, OpenAI board, AEA, post 2008 Epstein email and visits. Kathy Rumler, Goldman Sachs, CLO, out by June, ties, gifts, post plea. Peter Mandelson fired as UK ambassador, quit labor. Lords arrested February 23rd, emails, payments. Richard Axel, Nobel Peace Prize winner, steps down in Colombia. Down Columbia, HHMI, ongoing emails and meetings. Brad Karp, Paul Weiss, chair, gone. Union College Board, Epstein emails. Mona Juul, Norway ambassador, resigns. $10 million Epstein bequests to kids. Peter Atta drops AG1. David Protein, CBS, crude 2010 emails. Thomas Pritzker, Hyatt, and J.B. Pritzker's brother, Hyatt executive chair out. Post 2008 emails with Epstein and Maxwell. The Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, DP World CEO, quits. Friendship, inappropriate chats. Miroslav Lajcak. I can't say it right, guys. Sorry, Slovenia people. Slovakia NSA resigns. 2017-18 messages on women and diplomacy. Jack Lang, French ex-minister, out amid tax probe, Epstein financial ties. Jack A. Ross, SVA chair, resigns, funding inappropriate emails. George J. Mitchell, ex-senator, quits Mitchell Institute honorary chair. Mohammed Wahid Hassan. You notice that some of these people sound like they're Saudi Arabian, don't they, Shady?
Yes.
This guy is the Maldives ex-president and special envoy, out. Interesting. Johanna Rubinstein, Sweden UNHCR board, steps down, prior events. Sarah Ferguson, Shady, shuts UK charity over links, historical, pre-2026. Alex Acosta, Labor Secretary, quit 2019-2008 plea deal role. Joy Ito, MIT Media Lab Director, out in 2019, post-conviction donations. Jess Staley, Barclays CEO, steps down in 2021, UK probe into ties. Leon Black, Apollo CEO, resigns in 2021, $158 million in payments. Terje Rod Larson, IPI head, out in 2020, scrutiny loans. This is just the start. More arrests like Andrew, February 19th, Prince Andrew, former Prince Andrew, primary DOJ docs confirm. So, look at that. We're just looking at, think resignations. Okay. Interesting. Right. And then Shady, we got the World Economic Forum CEO quits, Shady Groove. Borg Brende gives his welcoming remarks at the 50 WEF. Trump just spoke there, Shady.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right.
And this guy is now stepping down. How about that, guys?
Yep. All the connections. One by one.
Wow.
The population in America is starting to wake up, and this is exactly the way that it should happen. People should recognize what's going on, but I want to temper your expectations. You're not going to see things like you think you're going to see. You're not going to see public floggings. You're not going to see regular Americans held to account in some sort of weird military tribunal setting. It's not the way this is going to play out. The way this is going to play out is it's going to be public humiliation. And public humiliation is way more effective than anything else could ever be. It was, for instance, a couple different things that I have to share real quick is, number one, we have don't leave me over the Epstein links. Baroness de Rothschild urges her bank clients a day ago. So they're making headlines. That's the Telegraph. Look at that. Telegraph.
Yeah, that's the Rothschild Bank, guys.
That's the Edmund de Rothschild's banking firm, Swiss private bank, and said Wednesday its board would monitor the situation after the U.S. Department of Justice files. Well, who is the bloodline family? And oh, well, let's look again here. Then this stupid site is absolutely ridiculous because I have to like refresh it to stop the ads here. But look at this headline here that just came out 2 hours ago that won't load because it's absolutely ridiculous. Bohemian Grove celebrity member list leaked 2 hours ago. Super secret of Bohemian Grove Society members allegedly leaked as a who's who of the celebrity elite revealed. This is a watered down story, only giving you a few names like Conan O'Brien and I think Jimmy Buffett and Eric Schmidt and Michael Bloomberg. But over 2,000 names are supposedly leaked and revealed by an undercover journalist who somehow has gotten the list of 2023 attendees and also their connections to the reporter. I don't know how he got, or he got it confirmed somehow. He verified this list is accurate by a member.
Yeah, very interesting.
That's today's news. So, like, this is all of these different things, man. What was whenever the things that are hidden are brought to light, you know that you know that the things that are going on is the truth is coming to light. Okay, that's exactly the momentum that Donald Trump has. All these people want to say this and they want to say that and they want to talk about all the stuff that's going on that has nothing to do with anything, but they don't want to talk about what it is that's actually coming to light and how these people are really being exposed. Like for instance, Alex Jones receiving a subpoena for Arctic Frost. Well, Arctic Frost was possibly using different things that Alex Jones was communicating with during J6 as part of the way that they were prosecuting people.
Yep. This just didn't listen to this, Shady Grove. I don't know if we heard this, but let's just listen to this one more time.
So we'll do one more question. Go ahead.
So in the spirit of bipartisanship, would you then ask the Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick to come testify? It seems like he has some information.
That's very possible, and I think I think it's a good possibility that his name will arise in some questioning today.
It'll be on my list. I have an email I printed off for Hillary to ask about Howard Lutnick today.
So we're asking again, and I want to remind everyone, we've already brought in.
So there you go. Interesting, huh?
It is interesting, and it's all good.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Because he was Lenin's mask, apparently.
Yeah. Apparently so.
Jay, I want to bring this in as well because VP Vance and Administrator Dr. Oz announce actions to address fraud, waste, and abuse, and this directly hits Minnesota, Shady.
Yeah, and matter of fact, J.D. Vance was appointed during the State of the Union to be running point on Minnesota fraud.
Yep. Let's check it out.
In our society, people who take the goodwill and the trust of the American taxpayer and they decide to use it against us. They decide to make themselves rich instead of allowing these programs that are set up to make it easier for people to take care of their families, to make it easier for autistic kids to get the after-school services they need, to make it easier for people to get the health care that they need. And we are going to start very aggressively in the administration cracking down on the people and the organizations that are defrauding Americans. So we're announcing today that we have decided to temporarily halt certain amounts of Medicaid funding that are going to the state of Minnesota in order to ensure that the state of Minnesota takes its obligations seriously to be good stewards of the American people's tax money. Now, what is this going to mean? What this means is that, first of all, the providers on the ground in Minnesota have actually already been paid. The state has paid those providers the money. What we're doing is we are stopping the federal payments that will go to the state government until the state government takes its obligations seriously to stop the fraud that's being perpetrated against the American taxpayer. There are a few different ways that we're doing that. There are a few different affirmative actions that we're taking today. Dr. Oz is going to talk about those, but let me talk a little bit about the spirit of this and why we're doing it. So number one of the examples of fraud that we've seen in Minnesota that we verified that is just awful is that a program that existed to ensure that autistic children had access to some after-school services has made a number of people rich. Not by providing services to needy children, but by allowing fraudsters to take money that ought by right go to American citizens and to American families.
Rock Chip, thank you so much. My understanding from way back was progressive are progressing away from the Constitution. Pretty sure that came from the Saul Alinsky's 1971 book, Rules for Radicals, dedicated to Lucifer. Wow. Thank you so much for that $100 Rumble Rant, brother. We appreciate that.
God bless you, sir. Thank you.
And to set up sham businesses, set up sham clients, set up people who are not even autistic but claim to be autistic in order that they benefit from the money that's out there. Now, what does that mean? Number one, it means that a lot of people are getting rich off the generosity of American taxpayers, but more fundamentally and more importantly than that, it means that there are kids in Minnesota who deserve these services, who need these services, and they're not going to those kids, they're going to fraudsters in Minneapolis. That is unacceptable, and that's the sort of thing that we're cutting off with this action today. Let me make one final point about the spirit of this. You know, one of the things I love about our country is that we're a generous country, we're a generous people. We take care of our fellow citizens who can't afford medical care because they're down on their luck. We take care of people who can't afford to put food on the table even though they work hard and play by the rules. We recognize that we're all in this together, and part of the reason why we have Medicaid, or part of the reason why we have food stamps, part of the reason why we have these programs is we want to make sure that kids who grow up in families not all that different from the family that I grew up in, that they have access to the basic necessities: food, medical care, after-school services when their family needs them but they're unable to pay. What's happening in Minneapolis, in California, in a number of states all across our country is that the generosity and the good hearts of our fellow Americans are being taken advantage of. We're taking that social contract that says that our American citizens, we take care of one another, and we're allowing a few bad actors to get rich off that generosity of spirit instead of providing the services to the kids who need it. This is disgraceful. It has happened for too long. Far too many people have gotten rich by taking what is the best of the American spirit and getting rich off of it instead of providing services to kids who need it. That is stopping today. We're taking a whole of government approach in the Trump administration to take this fraud seriously. What Mehmet Oz and his team at CMS have done is really remarkable, and it's just the first step of our efforts. So without further ado, let me turn it over to Mehmet to say a few words about what he's doing, what his team has uncovered, and what they're accomplishing with this new action.
Dr. Oz. Mr. All right, before we hear from Dr. Mehmet Oz, I mean, what do you think about that, Shady? It's just the first step. I see somebody says Michigan next. I think it's going to go nationwide, guys. But we know because of Nick Shirley's amazing reporting of the fake Somali the Leering centers, right? The daycare centers. We know about California and the hospice center. It's all there. We know that all of this homeless stuff for homeless people has all been a fraud. You act like you want to help the homeless people, but yet you defraud the Americans because humanity is good. JD said it perfectly. We want to give people a hand up, Shady, when they're down on their luck. You do. I do. The American people do. But do we want people committing fraud in those systems? No.
The healthcare system, Obamacare, was designed for this exactly. This is the exact type of fraud that they were trying to get. And let's just go back and let's be honest with ourselves. Look at before the financial debacle of 2008. That was where the homeless problem came from. Do you understand that? Because what they did was that they foreclosed on a huge amount of human beings that had been paying on their mortgages for 10 to 12 years, and they couldn't make their payments because of the financial strain coming down to them from the pressure on their mortgages and the rates going up and the whole thing coming undone like a spring. Well, instead of the banks doing what banks are supposed to do, which is honor their contracts and give the people some sort of restitution and ability to work their way out of it, they threw all these people out of their homes, and then they sold their houses to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac on the system. That's what happened. So all these people got thrown out on their ear. Then they used the healthcare system, Obamacare, to claim, oh, we're going to give everybody healthcare so that they could set up these systems for autism, so that they could set up these systems for daycare, Jeff. That's why they did it. They did it intentionally. So you're exactly right. It's going to be systemic. It's going to be every single state, the state of Oregon, the state of California, the state of Washington. We are awash in this wasteful nonsense. And unless somebody from where the spigot is decides to turn it off and say, prove that you are doing the right thing with that money, it won't stop. And so that looks like that what they're doing. It looks to me like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, it is. Shady Groove, I got this real quick before we go to Dr. Mehmet Oz for his brief statement. Let me just do this because it's about the Rumble wallet, guys. They can freeze your accounts, shut off your cards, lock you out of your own money overnight. Banks don't protect you. They control you. That's why real financial freedom starts with ownership. Introducing Rumble Wallet, a non-custodial wallet built for people who refuse to give up control. With Rumble Wallet, you don't just buy digital currency like Bitcoin or Tether. You can own Tether Gold, real gold on the blockchain. Through Tether Gold, we love the Tether Gold guys, by the way, you get direct ownership of physical gold bars, each one fully allocated, verifiable by serial number, purity, and weight. This is not paper gold. This is not an IOU. This is real gold without bank vaults, storage fees, or gatekeepers. You can buy, sell, or move it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when traditional gold markets are closed. And if you want, Tether Gold can be redeemed for physical gold. That is the power, guys. And when you support your favorite creators on Rumble, you can tip them directly by using Rumble Wallet, peer-to-peer and outside the banking systems. No permissions, no middlemen, no cancel button. This wallet is yours forever.
You know, it's we're talking about this, and I just wanted to bring up a point real quick because I think that we're getting, we're stepping, inching day by day, right, guys? You're inching closer and closer to the whole group of doom and gloomers out there that are screaming at you. This is what they're all saying to you, that Trump is exactly like the swamp. He's doing the swamp's bidding. They're starting to sync up with the Democrats. They're all starting to tell you the same thing. Oh, Pam Bondi is corrupt. All these people are corrupt within Donald Trump's administration. He's doing the bidding of the globalists. They're hiding all of their crimes. They're all participating. They're all in on it. It's just a big globalist scam to trick you. The people that are telling you that, if you hear someone honestly telling you that, look at them in the face and open your wallet and see if you got any cash in there and show them money. Yeah. Just show them money. Show them a dollar bill. Pick up a handful of change. Show them money. Is my cash under assault right now? Is my cash under assault by the federal government? Because up until Donald Trump, my cash was under assault. I wasn't really allowed to have any cash. They told me that I wasn't going to even need any cash. As a matter of fact, the whole society was going to be engineered where no one has any cash. And that is the globalist society, that utopia that they want, because every single thing that is spent is measured. This is very, very important for you to understand the difference between these idiots out here that are trying to connect my wonderful, great, amazing, awesome president who has saved my cash for me and you from them, as they pretend like he's doing something for them. In all reality, guys, though, every day that you wake up and you can take $100 bill and use it and spend it and look at it and tear it or do whatever you want to do with it, every single day you do that, you are not under a globalist regime.
Wow.
Doesn't that make sense? Do you understand that? It's financial. Everything's financial. They wanted to control our money. They don't care about trans. They care about you being able to spend money without it being taxed and know exactly what you're spending the money on, so that when you spend your money on stuff you're not supposed to, they can hold that over your head like some sort of puppet string and make you jump through any hoop that they put in front of you.
You know, it's funny when you go to like a Walgreens or something like that. Just, do you want to go ahead and help the homeless? And
no.
You feel
sorry.
You feel bad because you're like, of course I want to help the homeless, but what are you going to do? Build a factory in the inner city so people can get jobs and be proud of something, or are you going to waste it? You know, it's all a waste. And they use the donations as a front, saying you donated that, but they're really getting government money, guys.
Yes.
Okay. And that's the grift.
I agree with you. And matter of fact, thanks for mentioning that, because I think that a lot of these big corporations that are doing stuff like that, like Walmart and stuff, I think they're creating some sort of kitty, and then they're giving it back to numbnut Democrats in their community somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're saying, okay, well, if we raise, if you get like $10,000 for the homeless, then it goes to like the Chamber of Commerce, and that's a bunch of ridiculous Democrats.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. Here we go. I did a self-edit there.
Let's listen to Dr. Oz. Here we go. Check it out.
Vice President, I appreciate the leadership on this. There's no question that the Vice President's commitment to rooting out this fraud is going to make a massive difference in preserving and protecting our nation's public health programs. It's going to protect patients. I want to thank President Trump for pushing all of us to make sure we protect our most vulnerable Americans, the ones that JD mentioned, the ones he grew up with, the ones all of us know in our lives. It also protects taxpayers from attacks on our healthcare system. Secretary Kennedy has spearheaded these efforts, and thanks to his leadership, I'm proud to announce the largest fraud initiative, anti-fraud effort of its kind in CMS history. Now, why is this action necessary? Last night in the State of the Union address, the President spoke about the affordability issues that we have improved dramatically in this administration. But let's put some numbers on healthcare. The average family puts about $27,000 into healthcare a year. They only pay $7,000 themselves, which is a lot, but there's an extra $20,000 invested for them. This is not a reasonable amount of money to spend. We have got to bend that curve downwards. It's unpredictable as well when you have to make these expenses, and the fraud that we're experiencing in America is making this already dangerous problem much worse. So we're going to fix these issues. The President last night spoke about the need for price transparency. That's going to help by making people more aware of what they're paying. It's also going to help us at CMS figure out what you should be paying and identifying fraud. To that note, the President announced last night that he's appointing our Vice President to lead the war on healthcare fraud, a wise choice. Your passion for this will make a huge difference. This is not about the money by itself. This is about people's lives and our culture, our shared values that have allowed these beautiful programs, Medicare and Medicaid, to survive brilliantly for 60 years. We believe...
You hear that? Humanity is good, okay? People on the street are good, but they're taking advantage of these systems, guys.
And they're doing it because the politicians know that they can. So the politicians that are in the right positions are putting the people up to this, and they're taking the middle. They're getting a kickback.
Yeah.
Listen carefully.
And then you wonder why eggs are so expensive, guys.
Eggs!
Shady, they don't know why
eggs are so expensive because of the fraud.
Man.
Spending $300 billion a year in healthcare in this country for fraudulent, abusive, or wasteful purposes. $300 billion. Let's put that in perspective. If we could reduce fraud by 5%, which is that $300 billion, we would take the trust fund that's going to take care of all of us as we get older, and we would allow it not to expire in 5 to 6 years. We would double its life expectancy. That's massively important if you're going to trust the social safety net to be there for you. You deserve that social safety net. It's there. It's created. We're not going to let fraudsters steal it from you. The stellar CMS team, I want to call them out. Kim Brandt, who's videoing me over there, Dan Brillman, Capri Snap, Steph Carlton have worked tirelessly to put this together. They've been rooting out criminals all year long. I know as well what it's like. I visited all these areas, personally witnessed what it's like to see something you know is wrong and wonder why no one tried to fix it. It's infuriating. The Vice President described very accurately exactly what you see on the ground. These self-serving scoundrels, that's what they are, who rob our federal and state health programs, have decided it is worth the risk. I'm going to make a proposition to you. If you commit crime on Medicare or Medicaid in America, and you steal, let's say, a couple $1 million, your jail sentence, first-time offender, maybe a year. For a lot of folks, that's a good deal. We have to take these crimes seriously and treat them as seriously as if they were bank robberies, because they're more dangerous than bank robberies. People get hurt during them. Let me share some of these horrible stories. The Vice President started highlighting autism. Let's get into the details of what's really going on in Minnesota. These are real cases from our group at CMS. These are adjudicated numbers. There's a fraud scheme in Minnesota where criminals, soon to be criminals, pay moms $1,000 roughly in order to enroll their children as being autistic, falsely, dishonestly claiming their children are autistic. They then bill Medicaid, this has already happened, millions of dollars for services that were never rendered, never delivered by a qualified staff member. These schemes disproportionately involve immigrant communities. They're insulated, they're able to organize efforts, and sometimes they don't understand what's going on. And it ultimately diverts resources away from kids who truly have autism. Because if every kid in the neighborhood has autism, then nobody has autism in terms of how you can manage them. There was one behavioral, and by the way, these kids, they carry that diagnosis of autism the rest of their lives. Their mom made a bad decision, the kid pays the price for the rest of their life. There's one behavioral health organization, Mr. Vice President, in Minnesota. They received $11.5 million in Medicaid payments, but the top biller submitted 450 days where they claimed they were working more than 24 hours a day. I mean, even in the White House, that's tough. It's hard to work more than 24 hours a day. How it didn't get picked up is shocking to us at CMS. There are other red flags in Minnesota, including hundreds of beneficiaries receiving treatment linked to one location, which was impossible physically to be true. We had 8 beneficiaries in one of these substance use disorder centers, 8 who were already dead, but the center was still billing us. Not only did they let the person pass, they kept billing for it. That's the level of average we're talking about. So CMS is done paying and chasing. We don't think jail sentences are the right way out. These criminals flee the country. Many are foreign nationals. Instead, we're launching the largest action against fraud that we've ever taken. The money's not going to ever leave the building again. We're going to start draining the swamp of the crooks that have inhabited it and are defrauding us. There are 3 bold actions. The first, and for many of you maybe the most important, is we're going to, for the first time, take a massive action to defer funds to a state. Let's start with this Medicaid program in Minnesota, which serves pregnant women. Medicaid takes care of our children. 53% of kids are born in the poverty. They're supported through Medicaid. Disadvantaged seniors, individual disabilities. It's unponderable that you would take advantage of these precious programs. Yet they are putting it at risk, all of it, by stealing the money. So it's our duty to preserve Medicaid, and what we're going to do is identify the scammers, which we have done in Minnesota. We've identified that they've hijacked, in particular, a certain part of the Minnesota Medicaid system. Said differently, and I'll just put the numbers out there, it's going to be $259 million of deferred payments for Medicaid to Minnesota, which we're announcing as I speak to Governor Walz and his team. That's based on an audit of the last 3 months of 2025. Restated, $250 million is not going to be paid this month to Minnesota for its Medicaid claims. Now that's $250 million of money. That's your money. It's your taxpayer money. And these home and community-based services, which again are services that are typically things you would do for your family, but for whatever reason your family is not there to provide them, are very hard to audit. And for that reason, there's been a lot of slippage. The guardrails have not been well maintained, and if you're not serious about the integrity of the program, you'll see these problems happening in your state, which is why Minnesota's not alone, although they're the first to receive this action. These high-growth areas of fraud are difficult to police, so we require the states to take these issues seriously. This $250 million deferment is hopefully going to get on the radar screen for the state of Minnesota and make sure they are responsive to our requests. We did what any honest and patient-focused agency would do. We have notified the state and that we will give them the money, but we're going to hold it and only release it after they propose and act on a comprehensive corrective action plan to solve the problem. If Minnesota fails to clean up the systems, the state will rack up $1 billion of deferred payments this year. Governor Walz has 60 days, sir, to respond to our letter. And if providers and beneficiaries are worried about getting their money and services, please call your governor. These are services the governor has already paid for. We are just not reimbursing the state. And to make it clear, there is a rainy day fund in Minnesota, so we are very confident that people will not be hurt in Minnesota. This is not a problem with the people of Minnesota, it's a problem with the leadership of Minnesota and other states who do not take Medicaid preservation seriously. Any delay in services is going to be, should be laid at the seat of Governor Walz. I believe he will take this seriously. They're not the only state that's floundering. We have more announcements from other states coming soon. Second big issue has to do with Medicare. That was Medicaid in Minnesota, takes care of our most vulnerable populations. Medicare takes care of our seniors. Durable medical equipment. Most of you have not thought much about this category. These are the folks who they serve wheelchairs, canes, they sell knee braces, catheters, Foley catheters. Durable medical equipment suppliers, because they ship prostheses and these items, they're a great target for fraudsters. Here's what they do. They can steal the beneficiary number, and they never ship the product. They pretend to ship the product, but nothing ever gets sent out. So there's no cost of goods sold, there's no inventory, there's no payroll, no one works in the place, it's empty. But they generate millions of dollars of fake bills. There was a national DME fraud scheme that generated $1.1 billion recently in fraudulent orthotic brace orders. The beneficiaries whose numbers were stolen and used, they couldn't get those products. Imagine if you're at an insulin pump and someone steals your number and orders an insulin pump fictitiously, bills Medicare, and then you come and want to get this to deal with your diabetes. You don't get it. That actually happened. And what happens to those patients? They don't know if their blood sugar's so high or so low that they might die. That's the risks that we're allowing by not taking this seriously. So today, issue number 2 is we're announcing a 6-month national moratorium blocking all new enrollments for durable medical equipment, prostheses, orthotics, supplies across the board. These crimes are becoming a major source of fraudulent activity. And I'll just mention, Mr. Vice President, South Florida. You ever go to McDonald's?
Yeah. Too much.
We had rehearsed this. So there are twice as many durable medical equipment suppliers in South Florida than McDonald's.
Wow.
And that's not because Secretary Kennedy is closing down McDonald's. That's because the amount of fraud is so massive that it's easier to open one of these suppliers than open a bank account, which is why we're working with Secretary Bessent. And part of the reason for this moratorium is
Jeff, I got an idea for a business.
To be able to deal with these issues that have become massive. And if we just shut down South Florida, they'd all flee to California and to Texas. So we have to shut the whole country down. This unfortunate necessity is going to allow us to get on top of what we believe is billions of dollars of DME frauds. We've already stopped $1.5 billion of billing, but we need more time to shut down these bad guys. But it's going to be effective, and it's not going to touch the people who need these services. We've designed the system so that all the people who are already selling products can continue to sell products until we check them out, but no new DME enrollments, no ownership changes, all the things that fraudsters have done historically will be blocked. This way we're preserving access, but we're not allowing tax dollars to be stolen. Now, you may be asking, why is it so important to crush fraud to assure the affordability of our nation? I'll just give you one example that we just finished dealing with. The Vice President's aware of this. We had skin substitutes that were generating, we believe this coming year, $23 billion in billing. Because we're able to shut that down to where it's supposed to be, because they have a role when used appropriately, every single senior in America, everyone, is going to get $132 extra money this year, just from that one thing that we shut down. That's the amount of money we're talking about, and it affects all of us. And to that note, because every one of you are affected, we want all of you to help us. So the third big announcement is we want to crush fraud by crowdsourcing ideas. We're issuing a request for information. We need and we want your help. The Vice President, myself, the President, Secretary Kennedy, all of us know that all of us are smarter than any one of us. So what can you do? We want your input on how to prevent, detect, and respond to fraud in government-funded healthcare. Whatever ideas you have, we're interested in. Our goal is to supercharge program integrity over the next 6 months. So we put in a request. That means providers and suppliers and payers and technology companies, patient advocates, beneficiaries. If you see fraud, you let us know. A state Medicaid director can show us patterns of fraud that we're not aware of. A provider can help understand compliance burdens and how to deal with those more effectively. Patient advocate, get cracking on making sure that people are aware of fraud. And like we have done already this year by pulling in those kinds of ideas, we've stopped almost $6 billion from leaving the building, but that leaves a lot more out there that we can take advantage of. So over the next 60 days, the Crush Initiative we just issued is us asking you to help us build something better, to help the brave patriots out there who want to play a role. Call 1-800-HHS-TIPS if you see fraud, or just go to cms.gov/fraud. Those are simple, easy ways for you to help us address the problems the Vice President highlighted. God bless you all. Mr. Vice President.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to leave it there, but that is awesome, guys. That is how you cut the strings, okay? USAID strings cut, going to after the foundation strings cut, going after Medicare and health care fraud, strings cut. You are going to have a balanced budget just by clawing back all these, or no longer having this fraud. You're going to be able to afford,
eggs,
Shady,
or lemons now.
I mean, you're going to be able. This is amazing. This has never been done, guys. It's just the fraud has just gotten worse and worse and worse under each administration because they hate America.
And now that we know that they had the magic money computers.
Yeah.
So effectively they knew that no matter who submitted a bill, no matter how much the bill, the check would arrive. That is an unbelievable thing to understand. And you think about like the idea of just understanding it. Well, that's unbelievable to understand. Well, how do you fix it? That's even tougher to understand. And so they're trying to implement ways around it by I tell you, the greatest thing that he said right at the end, we want your help. We want your input. Here is a way that you can help. Share your ideas, participate, show us the fraud for real from your personal experience, because that, my friends, is the way that you find out how things are operating. Whenever you walk onto a site like a gentleman by the name of Nick Shirley, you look up and the sign says the Leering Center. You're thinking, this can't be real. And you're like, it's Leering Center. Do they mean learning, or is like Leering some sort of brand? Nope, learning. They've spelled it wrong, and they're getting $500 million.
Yeah. Hey guys, I saw this yesterday, and this is that Sean Farash guy, Shady Groove.
Oh yeah, this is good. He did.
I want to actually play it because I tried to do it. You know, I don't do a good. I can't do Trump for whatever reason, but he's nailed it, and he reads the Ilhan Omar message, and it's really good, Shady.
I watched it this morning. I couldn't resist.
I had to laugh. Man.
It was good.
When you watch low IQ Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib as they screamed uncontrollably last night at the very elegant State of the Union, such an important and beautiful event, they had the bulging, bloodshot eyes of crazy people, lunatics, mentally deranged and sick, who frankly look like they should be institutionalized. When people can behave like that and knowing that they are crooked and corrupt politicians, so bad for our country, we should send them back from where they came as fast as possible. They can only damage the United States of America. They can do nothing to help it. They should actually get on a boat with Trump deranged Robert De Niro, another sick and demented person with, I believe, an extremely low IQ, who has absolutely no idea what he is doing or saying, some of which is seriously criminal. When I watched him break down in tears last night, much like a child would do, I realized that he may be even sicker than crazy Rosie O'Donnell, who is right now in Ireland trying to figure out how to come back into our beautiful United States. The only difference between De Niro and Rosie is that she is probably somewhat smarter than him, which isn't saying much. The good news is that America is now bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before, and it is driving them absolutely crazy. President Donald J. Trump, thank you for your attention to this matter.
He did great, man. I was rolling when I saw that he was going to do it last night and yesterday. He said, should I do it? And, you know, everybody in the comments like, yeah, do it. And he did it. And I just died laughing. Shit, that guy does a great Trump impression.
I think that might be who was the one calling into C-SPAN is John Barron.
He said no. He said no.
Did he say no? Okay,
Yeah.
that would have been my guess is who had done that, because it was a very good impression that the person called in at.
Oh my goodness.
That's good. That's
Shady.
interesting that he said no. I completely thought that. I was like, oh, that's Sean.
That's Sean. It did. So I listened to it. I'm like, yeah, the guy wasn't perfect. You know, I really think
What
Sean
was perfect was watching the person panic that was like taking the call. You know, because they were trying like to not like notice that the person was talking like Donald Trump. It was like hilarious to watch.
Oh my God. Breaking. Hillary Clinton's Epstein deposition with the House Oversight Committee has been paused after an unflattering photo of Hillary looked frazzled coming out, Shady.
Is that real? You're really reporting that?
Just a very quick thing. Merrill, advisor to Secretary Clinton.
Trying to find the microphone.
Advisor to President Clinton. The hearing just went off the record for a moment because it seems there were some photographs shared on social media, which is against chamber rules at the top of the meeting. So pause briefly while they figure out where the photo came from.
Bobert.
It was probably Bobert.
Yeah, I'm actually seeing that.
And that would be a way to like try to upend.
Hang on.
If you look on your Twitter feed,
Came from Benny Johnson. He said Lauren Boebert gave it to him.
yeah, look at Benny. Good. We'll be back. Thanks.
There you go. Wow.
Now, let's just pause and look at that right there. Now, an agreement was made with all of those people to not release anything or talk about anything, for them to show up. And so here we have Lauren Boebert going against the rules, releasing the picture to a media organization so that basically that's a protection mechanism to the Clintons, guys. Like, why would you do that if you're not trying to get them to be able to like point at something for some reason that they can no longer need to testify? That's messed up, bro. We got some problems with some Flynn nuts on our side.
Wow, man.
They're protecting Hillary.
Wow.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, let's see if there's more on that. I'm just looking to see. Wow, guys.
I was wondering how that picture came out. Like, whenever you were showing it earlier, I was like, that's not good. I immediately thought that's not good.
Yeah.
Because that shouldn't be out there. And then Benny's got the picture. And then he publishes it.
And then he publishes it. And then he says Boebert.
And then he throws her under the bus.
Yeah. Chaos erupts as Hillary Clinton halts her Epstein testimony. Thank you, Lauren Boebert.
It'll probably upend bills tomorrow.
Yeah. Here you go. Here you go, Shady. Breaking the first image of Hillary Clinton testifying under oath. Photo provided by Rep. Lauren Boebert. Why would you do that?
She had to agree to not do that to be there.
Yeah.
So she just undermined the whole committee, a bipartisan committee that has gotten to the point where Hillary is there, and we're talking about it this morning, making fun of her dumb letter, and you just gave her the out.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And watch, let's see. I mean, I may be wrong, but Bill Clinton tomorrow will point to this, and his lawyers will have some sort of traction.
Yep. Wow. Benny and Boebert.
This could have been the setup the whole time.
Yep. And by the way, Boebert was Flynn as well. Benny obviously has Flynn on all the time, and Stone. Probably not a wise move there, Benny.
Nope. That's probably going to get you a little bit stuck in the mud.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Then we got breaking news from a friend of ours, Shady, saying that, her father is basically defending. So basically, my dad just called me saying Hillary testified that she never met Epstein. He's actually sticking up for her, knowing that she's scum. It boggles my mind, LOL. How can we trust anything that Hillary Clinton says? I mean, Democrat, Republican, I don't care who you are. The bee lied. A lot, Shady.
She lied a lot.
Whew, wow. Okay, so, wow. They shouldn't have allowed phones, right? They probably should have, right? Check them at the door. Good.
They might have. She might have had another one.
Yeah, they all have burners, don't they? Oh, my God. Another one bites the dust. Shady Groove.
Wow. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this within the next 24 hours.
Yep.
That's what we'd like to talk about it tomorrow.
And we might have another one to do. And, that just hurts, the testimony. That hurts the credibility of our Republican Congress. And I'm pretty ashamed of that, Shady Groove.
I am too.
Wow. All right. Wow.
Watch the people that say that she did a great thing. Watch the people that act like she's a patriot.
Yeah. Real quick, Shady Groove. Let me do this real quick. It is a new one. It's another one. Let's check this out before we get out of here. And I'll keep it short, Shady Groove. If nerve discomfort is already affecting how you move, sleep, live, waiting around isn't a strategy. Nerve Fresh is a supplement designed to support nerve health, formulated with collaboration with Dr. Mikhail Daniels, whose motivation comes from watching his mother deal with nerve issues firsthand. 2 capsules a day, no subscription, no complicated plan. They've got single bottles, but 3 and 6 bottle bundles make more sense if you're serious. And if you've got 180 days to try it, that's what you've got. You've got 180 days to try it risk-free, guys. That's a great deal, guys. The link is there. Decide what you're going to do. Thank you very much for that. And Shady, The MG show is still around, and we're not leaking photos.
Nope, we're not.
God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow, Friday.
Let's go.
Let's get ready to rumble. Just trying to... Why isn't this coming up? There we go. Here we go. See you guys tomorrow.
We will never give up. Woke up in the Matrix, lies on every screen. Deep state shadows pulling strings we've never seen. But we question everything, Constitution in our hand. Red pills dropping daily across this sovereign land. They banned us, targeted us, tried to silence the fight. But patriots don't break, we burn brighter in the night. Truth warriors rise, America first, cut through all the lies. You show dropping bombs, exposing the deceit. The truth is learned, never told, feel the victory. Hey, double G, one OG, God wins, Trump leads the way. Deep state panic, born to secure, MAGA here to stay. From election fraud to Epstein's hidden files, globalist crumbling as President Trump smiles. Cash cleaning house, terrorists bringing jobs back home. No more endless wars, we're taking back our throne. Delta's hitting zero, timestamps don't lie. Future proves past, watch the mockingbirds cry. You said it years ago, nothing can stop what is coming. Trump confirmed the plan, the storm is drumming. D-class income and sealed indictments unsealed. Military justice traitors finally kneeled. Where we go one, we go all, the proof is in the drops. Anons knew all along, now the whole world stops. They mock us, fear us, can't control the awake. But the storm is here now, for freedom's sake. Truth warriors rise, America first, cut through all the lies. Raise the show, dropping booms, exposing the deceit. The truth is learned, never told, feel the victory. Hey, double G, one OG, God wins, Trump leads the way. Deep state panic, born to secure, MAGA here to stay. In the Matrix, shady groove, voices of the free. Live at noon 05, waking up the sheep. Question everything, hold the line strong. Patriots united, where we belong. Truth warriors rise, America first, sovereign sky. Show forever and pills never cease. God bless the Republic, Trump brings the peace. MG music in the house, the great awakening. Where we go, on we go all.
www.mg.show. Boom.